Oh my god, is this whole time I'm not talking? Are you serious? I spoke so much. Oh my god. Hello everybody. I have to restart this again because I completely forgot. I was not heard. Oh my god. You see, alright, alright. To go back to what happened, I was sick. Okay? I am sick. My brain is not activated at peak performance right now. I did not click the unmute micro. Thought I muted just on this one. It's okay, guys. It's okay. I'm a little stupid. The music wasn't even on then if I had that off like that. So it's even worse. What's up, everybody, though? Hello. Thank you, Wu Shiesty, for telling me that. I did not speak a single word at all. That is funny. Okay. So, as we're getting it back into you, I want to tell me how you feel. I'm sick. I am very congested. I took allergy medicine pills because I think it's the dust. So I'm gonna hope it's that, but I'm also working. I'm also sicking. I'm also working while sick, and if I feel like crap, there's probably no dust over there. So it doesn't really matter. Anyways, going back at it again because I'm going back at it. We're at the 12th week, the final 4 weeks. We're going to be on the later quarter, so it should be like the fourth quarter. Oh my god, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm basketball term, and I can't even do it. So. We're on the what you call the last quarter of the season. We're not too bad, not too think. We're also on Zandvoort, if you can tell here now. I'm gonna go back to it now, talking about it. Now this is gonna be a big important thing here. As I was talking about before this, we're gonna see points become more and more impactful here. So obviously, after Las Vegas, we still see a very dominant lead from Offline Kid, having a 20-point lead at P1 right now on the championship. Excuse me. And Gory Frog still behind by 20 points. That's the only person within striking distance to Offline Kids. We did mention that we had the ability to catch up to what was happening a week prior to last week. And that one was a huge mistake coming from Gory Frog, having to catch up and get in the points. And again, same thing happened the week after, last week in Las Vegas. Gory Frog not just only fell from getting the feature race win at Hungering, he also failed to get the win or even close in the podium for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Another race that if you hit more points, he would have been a little bit stronger, especially if he had the chance to take a win off on kids. And a reserve driver not winning it. That's a completely different situation here. Anyways, as we're looking at the standings right now for the driver championship, I'm going to say no one else is really in combat. Young is still kind of contesting for that P4 position after Las Vegas. I'm checking after. I'm not in the spectator lobby. That's great, guys. There you go. Bam. All right, cool. I have my microphone. Sorry, I'm muting, by the way. We did see Young also DNF last race, which is very unfortunate. He had the opportunity to catch up, I think, as well, and he fails to do so. So it's okay. I mean, I don't see Iceman on here, is he? He got P3, so he only went up by 3 points. It's massive. So we're going to be seeing this standings for sure. Probably change this race, hopefully. Sinkevito also now fall behind Leaky. Leaky catching up to 2 places, actually, to P5, going ahead of Kivito and Ice Sauce, which is huge. I think this kind of everything else is kind of that matters in the top 10. So, going from that, I believe we should be starting soon. But I will say, we were going to go talk about the Zandvoort track. Now, this is my least favorite track. 100%, I actually hate this track, by the way. Like, I love Dutch people. Dutch people are great. This track is actually buns. I don't know. I couldn't tell you anything else. The turns are not as difficult as you'd like it to. They're not very... I don't think it's a technical track. It's just very hard to do any kind of passing, any kind of skill in the terms of actual racing. I believe it's a very fun track to race by yourself, but with having multiple people, I feel like it's very hard to not DNF in this track. That'd be very ironic if it is the only track that I've ever respected to not have a DNF. But I will say, this is the one where I expected a lot of DNFs because there's so many corners you can hit in the wall, so many easy places where you can collide with people because they're trying to go on the outside, the inside. There's so many places you can dive bomb that are not real dive bombs and end up taking another player to a wall or off the track. So it is the beach side. So I will say it's a very pretty track as well and a very good track for temperatures. But I mean, to be fair, it's a very quick track and it's very old. I'm pretty sure it's around the same time that Silverstone got built, I think in 1948. So that is another plus, I guess. So to be fair, I will say though, I'm looking at more of the stats here. Yeah, I was right, 1948. Ha, I'm the best, including the Tarzan corner to more of a Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Yeah, this is the one that has bankings, by the way. This is one of the few tracks that have bankings. So what I mean by banking is that when you guys go almost about, I want to say about 45 degrees, 18 degrees, like at an angle while driving, it's very insane. I will say that is the spot where it feels the coolest and it's the greatest. But you coming out of that final turn into the big straight, it's such a hard, it's a hard turn to deal. So I'm expecting a lot of crashes today. I really hope we don't see crashes today, but I'm expecting a lot of crashes today. So as we go back, I think we did talk about the standings. We did talk about that. Yep, I think we're all good. I do not see a lot of people checked in for this, so I think only see one Kivito. We have Iceman. No Ice Sauce today. Gory Frog is in attendance, and I want to say both Kick Hours are here, including Dr. B. Let's go. So I'm looking to check, guys. Home Grand Prix for Roopsy Cola. Roopsy Cola, the bottle income is crazy. Now, I'm going to sneeze. I'm very sick, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, you can probably hear that. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. So, we're going to try our hardest here to not die. And at the same time, not watch people die on the track. So, I hope you guys are going to have a good time watching this race, because I do too. We should be starting very soon. I'm going to hope that we have 17 people in here. I only see 17 people checked in. So, I'm assuming we should be starting very soon. We have 18 people checked in, so we're missing one more person. Okay. What else is there to talk about here? Let's see. I'm gonna look at the stats that we got here to talk about. Who won the first Grand Prix? Who won it? Oh, here's a good thing. So so it actually was on a 35-year hiatus, by the way, guys. So before COVID, it was not on the racing calendar for 35 years. That's insane. You know, that means that 1985, right? 1995? No, 1985. I'm right. My math is great. I don't know. I judged it, or doubted it. I'm just gonna say, guys, I'm very sick. But as we're going back at it, since 1985, it didn't get run. And then now we go back to a Dutch race. And that was because of COVID. A lot of races got canceled. A lot of races got switched around. And that pulled up a 2020 race into a 2021 race as well. So now it's been on the race calendar ever since. I think it's because it's beloved. Obviously, we also have a Dutch, a driver. So it kind of helps to have him kind of also pull some people to come in. So I will say we do see a lot of heavily Max Verstappen fans from the Dutch people. The Netherlands is a gorgeous area, I will say. So I'm jealous. I will want to go. I love watching the race over there. I cannot drive it for the life of me with other people on the track. I do love the race at the track when I'm alone, but it's not fun to do it alone. So as long as you all understand that I hate the race on Zandvoort, I think it's the best. What else we can talk about? It's swooshes. We already know. We talk about that. It featured John Frankenheimer's Grand Prix, which is this is the old F1, yeah, the Gillis Villeneuve 3-wheel lap. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Okay, now I'm gonna sneeze again. Right, as we're waiting for this to start, I'm gonna pull up the game. See, we are starting up. Let's go. All right, that's perfect. I'm gonna pull you guys over here. Bammo, kablamo. We did change the camera to the corner now, so I can't hear you again. What do you mean you can't hear? No, I did that. No, I did that to blow my nose. I'm sorry. I am very sick, so I'm gonna keep casually doing that, where I'm just gonna stop talking and just like blow my nose because I am dying over here. So we are hitting the short qualifying. The camera's a little off. Put center here, off kilter. So do what I appreciate that. I appreciate what I see. I will say I'm surprised you're in the Twitch chat while also being in the race. Should you be like strategizing what you're gonna do in qualifying? All right. So one of my favorite tracks to be by myself on, but it's not a very fun race for me to race at all. I actually hate this track to race completely. It's a terrible track to race other people on. It's so old school. It's all meant for smaller cars. So I will say that's probably one of the reasons why it sucks, especially with the 2025 regulations where they're huge. So. Okay, guys. So, actually, I probably raise the volume. Let's see, because I know this volume is probably quiet. Let's see. There you go. All right. And then I'm gonna probably raise my microphone volume, just so you guys can hear me. You know, my ugly, beautiful voice. I wanna like get crazy now. That was already maxed out. Perfect. Okay. Hope you get better. Thank you, Rupi Cola. I'm hoping that I get better too, because I am terrible. I am terrible. I did take allergy medicine, so hopefully I clear up a little bit before we start. But we're going to see the Kickstarter. I believe that was the Kickstarter coming out already. telemetry, lap data, track map, full map track, TV pod, and then obviously we're going to be looking at the kick salver. I'm going to say it's offline kit. It is. He's going to be going for the first lap on the track, and we're going back at it again. This monster of a driver. Now, this guy who fell short last week will probably be looking to bounce back off of that, trying to show how dominant he can be ever since figuring out how to actually finish a race. So, this is perfect. Now, we will say his competitor, Goy Frog, will be staring from behind and also probably expecting and hoping for a DNF to allow Goy Frog to get back into this, because that's what he needs. Realistically, a really bad race for offline can put this guy into almost the red zone, almost in the scare to get knocked out of the championship contending. And it's only between Goy Frog and him. It's a very close battle. You have 4 races to go, including this one. And after this race, we'll only have 3. In the last 3 races, we have 1 more sprint to kind of see how that goes. I think I should might have 2 more sprints, but we have 1 more sprint at least at the US Grand Prix next week, which is my favorite track. Coda, best track all time. Now we're going to see Offline Kid go for his push lap, and he's going to attack each corner with all that curb. Look at this. Going around the banking, so clean, so crisp. This guy's going to have to go through some traffic. If you look ahead of him, he has a Ferrari. Now, as he starts pushing, this Ferrari's got to definitely pull aside. He's going to give it an impeding lap because he's definitely on the cooldown lap. Now we're seeing, I set a purple sector, but obviously no one else has set the first sector yet. So, as we see, wow, he's so smooth with it. Look at that. Man, Offline Kid, a monster when it comes to this. And he gets around the Ferrari. Hopefully the Ferrari got off the line perfectly. Now, as you see him fly around, I should have got rid of the telemetry, but it's okay. I'm going to do that shit right here. As he flies around, beautiful. Oh, a little bit of a slippage there, a little bit of a mistake. I still don't think his lap will be any all ruined. It's a definitely good first starter lap. So, as you see him go around the bank in the final banking, and here he comes to the start finish line. Actually, he backs out of it. It's still probably be the fastest lap, I will say. It is an incredible lap. So, we'll see. The Red Bull really went in front of him. All right, so see who else we got. I think Ripsy Cola going on his push lap. So let's go look at Ripsy Cola, who was on the chat earlier. She made his push lap. He just did. He just finished it. A 109.55.055, which is not bad at all. Definitely a good time. Add up my nose again. And as we're seeing all these laps be set, Ripsy Cola pulls to the side after finishing his lap. We're going to go get on board with the other Mercedes, who should be also in his push lap. And he comes around, flying down, has a lot more battery than he probably should have. And he comes around and hits a 112. Yep. Probably about that battery usage was probably huge there. So go stay on board with Kavito because I've not been able to catch an actual full lap besides Offline Kid. Let's see. He is right before the third sector. Who is that? Who just went past? A white car. What is that? White is... I don't remember who white is. Another one who's on the push lap. You see a Mercedes. A Williams go past him. So, we're seeing a lot of cars go on their push lap. McLaren, is that... Which McLaren? Is that Eli or is that... No, Gorfrog is yet to leave as well. As we're seeing Kavito start his push lap now. And now we're going to see how much better this guy's improved coming into this. So, he comes around, attacking the corner. Yeah, he's on the battery usage. It could have been a little better here, but we're going to see. So after this banking, you have to use a lot of battery. So, let's see his strategy here. He goes pop off, back up the power as soon as possible. No battery used at all. Very surprised. I was talking about you have to use battery. I don't think he's going for push lap anymore. Because he is not attacking these corners at all. Yeah, he's backed out of this lap completely. So, sadly, as when I get on with Kavito, he decides to back out. Now, this is Killer Swag, the previous winner of last race at Las Vegas. So, Killer Swag. Let's see what this guy can bring us to this, today. Paris, both these guys who are dominant. Not dominant. Both very good. Especially when Offline Kid makes mistakes, they are able to capitalize on the wins, and including when Offline Kid isn't even on in the race, which was when Paris won. which is important to talk about here as well. And I was gonna find Kavita. I think he should be ready now. Surely. No, he's waiting. Let's see what the Aston's at. There you go. Now, Iceman, one of the better qualifiers as well. He is going around every turn, right to the edge on that one. Almost slips it out. Pushing to the limit. To the brim, you might say. And he comes around every turn. Wow, that's such a pretty car. I love that green. One of my favorite greens. Too bad they suck this year in 2026, I will say. The relegation. Not Iceman. Iceman's really good. See him coming around. I want to believe this would be starting the final ranker right here. Coming around. Let's see what he'll set us. Coming around on that power as hard as possible. Pushing that battery to its limits. We see Iceman crush the finish line. Giving us a 109.2. Not bad to set him a provisional P3. And we're seeing Leaky go fastest right now with a 108.9. All right, Kavito. You got to be ready now, right? You got to be ready now? There you go. He's on the push lap now. Kavito, show me what you got to do here. Coming around with this beautiful white Red Bull car. Here he comes. Starting his sector 3. Is up 12 seconds on his previous time because he went for a double warm-up lap. And we see Gory Frog go fast. I didn't even see Gory Frog leave the pits. I am sorry, Gory Frog. My bad. But we see Kavito coming around to the final banking. Heavily on that power. Heavily on that battery. Coming around 10%, 8%. Will he make it across the line before the battery runs out? Yes, he will. And he gives us a 110.06. Unfortunately, nowhere near the top 5 right now. We're seeing Kavito a little bit off the pace. Almost by 2 seconds off the pace right now, set by Gory Frog and by Leaky. So, we're going to see Offline probably go for a lap soon because he did back out of his lap previously. And I want to get back with him because he definitely fell out of that very much more quickly than we should have. Yeah, here he's back on it. He is sliding that rear like crazy. As we can see here, that rear differential is loose. Loosey-goosey. Coming around to the end out the second sector. Here he comes to start the third sector right after this. Here we go. Let's see how well he attacks these curbs. Look at that. One. Right on the edge. Right next to the gravel trap as well. Pushing. Using every bit of that track. Going around. Downtown. Up in the banking he goes. Back in the power as much as he can. Will he give us a good time? Offline Kid to set A. And goes fast. It's a 108.6 by 2/10. They go past his championship rival, Gory Frog 22. Not bad at all for a lap that he hasn't started yet. There we go. And we've seen that rear differential be so slidey, so loose. This guy going around every curb, everything. So, I mean, this guy is a monster. I mean, especially when it comes to qualifying, this guy is a different being. So, we do have 9 minutes on this clock to kind of work it out. We're going to see Killer Swag start his push lap. I mean, I wasn't there to watch how well this guy was doing at Las Vegas. So I'd like to stay on board with this guy here as he starts his first lap. He comes around the baking where Kimi Antonelli killed Leclerc. And so did Lewis Hamilton killed his own race. Here he comes around. Trying to pass through the traffic perfectly. Doesn't get impeded there. Pushes as hard as he can into Sector 1. Starts Sector 2. And try to keep up. Trying to keep up with that Offline Kid time that he just set. Going around town. Yep, perfect. Right on the edge as well. Use the entirety of the track he has to before he goes into every corner. Try to touch the curbs. Try to push it out to the limit. As you come into the main straight, another area where you use so much battery. But you were getting a lot right here when he attacked the curb on both ends. Any little bit of the gravel, and that's what we're talking about. When you want to be in the edge, as we see Kavito fully off the track, and we see Gilla lose the car completely. This lap will not be anywhere near the pace that should have been set. He was doing so well throughout that, and then there was just chaos that ensued right after. Unfortunate. It should be a, wow, what a wait. 5 is insane. I am lying. It was not off pace at all. But it definitely was off track. That's insane, though. That's actually insane. He set that lap without having, without almost losing the car. So that's insane. I would say this is gonna be nowhere near the pace. I was like talking. I was like, bro, this is gonna be terrible. And obviously it was not. All right, let's go catch up with one of the Ferraris that I have not watched in a while here. He's just starting to finish his out lap. Going to finish out the final bit of Sector 2 to to start Sector 3. We have some new racers here as well. I see it. As Rad as your dad. I've not heard of him yet, so I'm going to probably watch him as well. So, and we also see Dr. B starting his lap up. We're going to say on JH's cam, because I've not talked about a lot about this other secondary Ferrari driver. We always talk about Young, his teammate, but never get the spotlight to this guy. As he starts his push lap here, hard on that battery as he attacks this first turn. Not as much as the limit as you like to see. Not the greatest at all, but here he goes. Going around very much on the best he can. Locks the brakes a little bit up, but he pushes back down to the power. It's all about battery and all about how well you're able to attack these curbs, because you guys need to be pushing to the limit at every single banking, every single turn, because if you go off a little bit, you lose time. You go off way too much, you lose time. Obviously, when you go off too much. But if even a small mistake can send you into a wall, into a gravel trap, and you lose an entire sector just like that. You see JH slide a little bit out of that turn, just a tiny bit, and it can send you into a wall. It can send you into a bad time. He attacks that curve maximum, just over that. Hoping that suspension is good, because that lower floor is definitely screaming for its life. As he comes around to start the final turn, there he comes around the final turn in the banking, flies around, running on that battery as much as he can. What do you give us, JH? A 110.8. Not bad, but it's still not better than his last time. Now, let's go. We'll stay on board with Dr. B. Dr. B has not been in the few races that I've watched, so I have to watch this guy and give him some credit. This guy also having to play second fiddle to Offline Kid to try to be the same guy to keep Sauber on top of the points and not letting Offline Kid score at all by himself, which he definitely could probably. But Dr. B is definitely a good hand to help out his teammate, help out everything, especially for this brand. As he comes around the final banking corner, Dr. B on that power, on the limit as much as he can be. And here he comes, gives us a 109.9, 3/10 faster, and sends him ahead of Loquito, which was previously, he was at P9. He does improve to P8, one place. As we get back on board with As Rad As Your Dad, another person I have not seen at all that isn't Killua, obviously. Here he comes. Rad As Your Dad, another driver that I haven't really watched or ever really heard of. So unless he's a name change that I have heard of, I do not know. So I'm gonna start my water before I start the race. Stay hydrated, guys. All right, as we see Rad As Your Dad start his lap time. He uses a lot of that battery in that first main straight, and here he comes attacking that curb much better than JH did. He's pushing down as much as he can on that power a little bit. Look how much he slid out of that too. He was on the edge of what he can do. He's giving everything he has in this lap, pushing it as much as he can. And that's what you want to see. Everybody try their hardest and attack every turn the best way they can possibly can. And this guy is sliding around so loose. Look at this guy. This guy is on his own limit and trying to stay on it. And it's perfect as he continues on. Beautiful. It's a spectacle as we watch this guy stay on the limit the whole way, use the entirety of the track. Rad As Your Dad. He's pretty rad, I guess. Coming around. Doesn't take it much slower and safer this time around compared to every other driver that we've seen. But he also still comes up pretty wide. This car is loose just as well, but he uses a lot of the battery. And we were talking about that earlier. It's all about battery mitigation, because if you come out here, you only have about, a little bit of that grass is going to slow your top speed down too. And you're out of battery. When you come around, you only set at 10.9. That's so unfortunate. As a matter of fact, doing such a good job that entire way, but he was on that battery way too much. And that's where you want to make sure you don't make the mistake at all, because I was talking about that earlier. Battery mitigation is so important in this track, just because of the fact that you need to be able to just be calm, be collected, and make sure you don't overuse it. Because every time you use that battery, you use less and less and less before you get to the main straight. Before you get off that banking, you probably need about 30%, maybe 40% to even do that banking as possibly as you can. And we see Rad Dad use a lot of his completely out. And there it is. Ripsy Cole, yes, let's run wide when I'm 2/10 up. Rip, one run, one change, one poem, one pole to get. That's all. That's the goal you want to do. Go for it. trying to get pole, but we also see another guy go for the exact same goal. We actually seen a lot of people. This guy, the first one ahead, he is. This is Leaky. Is Leaky? Yep, Leaky's going to go first to start off his push lap. And the final lap, I guess, before he can set another one, here he comes around Leaky, attacking that first turn as hard as possible. There he goes on that battery. It's all about that mitigation, all about how well you do. And this traffic might be a problem here, depending on how well this Alpine gets out of this way, how quickly. Alpine finally drives off into the grass to get out of the way of Leaky. Leaky not letting go of that throttle, pushing down as hard as possible, going around every corner. Another yellow flag as we see one of the cars go really wide. I believe it was a Red Bull. And we see Leaky tack every curb as hard as he possibly can. Alright, here you go. Leaky on the every edge that he can be at. Using a lot of that battery again, and we're talking about this. You want to be careful. We see him tack this curb really well. Doesn't touch the gravel this time around either. And as he's pushing, we have a lot of people in the 108s right now. We have 4 people in the 108s. Only one person can end up on top. Only one person can end up on pole. Who's going to set the pole lap? Here we come, Leaky, to set the first lap of the top 4. Right now, it goes. Leaky fastest by only a tenth only. As we're seeing, I'm trying to see who's else on the edge here. We're seeing Gory Frog start his race lap now. Offline Kid is on his lap. We're also missing. We're looking for Rupsi Cola. Yes, we are. Rupsi Cola also behind. Offline Kid. We should see Offline Kid's gonna set off into the wall. And oh no! Offline Kid is no longer in this qualifying session. Rupsi Cola has clean air. Rupsi Cola is the next one on top of this. What can we get from Rupsi Cola? And that's a huge mistake from Offline Kid. A massive, the swing of the pendulum the wrong way, and we see Offline Kid set into the wall, into the barriers. Just like I said, it is so easy to slip on this track, so easy to lose the rear, and we see Offline, one of the better qualifiers, the best qualifier, some might say, lose it on the final lap, on the laps he had. And then we see Rupsi Cola only go 108.6, not to improve ahead of Offline Kid, who is no longer able to set a lap. As we're seeing Killua, who has not set his lap yet. I'm also watching, Gory Frog could not improve it all either. It's all on Killua here, and Iceman. Iceman is on his lap, but so is Killua, and Killua's pushing to the limit. He only needs to beat about 2/10 quicker than his previous time to get pole position. Leaky City comfortably. Offline Kid's watching, begging that he doesn't fall any further than he should. Out of that front row, Killua trying his best to sneak that back away from him. Push him down even further. Killua, wow, a very hard turn on that one as well. A little bit with the exact same spot he made a mistake last time. Coming around to the final turn. Here he comes. What can Killua set? What can Killua give us? The final lap of the people who are challenging pole position. Killua gives us the pole position by 3/10, or by, I guess, 2/10 ahead of Leaky, a 108.4. Now, can anybody even prove that? I guess Iceman can. Iceman does not improve. And I think it's everybody. That gets to round out our qualifying. Holy cow. That is so incredible. We're seeing the Zandvoort course. I don't know, like the curse. I have no idea. Rupsi Cola on his home track, pushing as best he could. Not bad at all, but not enough to get in that provisional top 3. He's only shy of 700ths of a second. Only shy of 700ths of a second, which is not that much, but kind of a lot in the sense of Zandvoort. But we're seeing this. I want to say this is the closest I've ever seen the field before. Realistically, I also don't know how well Offline Kid would have done in that lap if he didn't go in the barrier. That is so unfortunate, but wow. I also caught that right at the end. I saw him, whee! Holy cow. It was there probably, Rupsi Cola. If that one scared you, I'm not surprised. But wow. He did get sent into the wall very quickly. But wow, what a qualifying. Zandvoort killing our championship contender, our championship leader. That's what I'm talking about. That's absolute cinema, all right? That's what I'm talking about. Wow. Killua to set his own record. I don't believe a reserve has ever won 2 races, at least in the season. So that's incredible right now to even start off here. 2 races in a row. And Killua has the chance to win both. setting himself at the easiest position of right now. Just to go and start in the front is already the best, most optimal position to win this race. Offline Kid has a mountain to climb. This guy is no shy of at all the best. So, Killua, definitely a championship contender. If he was, here earlier, probably. Obviously, as a reserve, it's much different now. But Leaky, also on that good pace as well, to even keep ahead of Offline Kid after that stellar of a lap that he put before that. Hello, someone else joined my Discord. Hello. And left. I'm going to blow my nose before we start. Yep, there he goes offline in the chat, by the way, as well. I got onto the grass, man, and that's what threw me into the wall. That's what I was telling everybody. Like, this track is so mean to you, and you have to be very, very careful, because if you are not at the optimal best position, holy cow, I hope that is what I think it is. That's insane. I'm running a double on Sunday. All right, that's gonna be cool. The day I'm probably not having any sleep. All right, guys. So this is incredible. I'm not going to lie to you. This is going to be entertaining of a race because we just watched Offline Kid set himself into the wall. And I was talking to you guys earlier in the intro that this track is very mean to you, very unforgiving. And on top of that, it's also a very hard track to even race nowadays. These cars are very big and they're not as easy to turn as you'd like it to. Obviously, the downforce is very good, but they're not at the greatest you can be at this track. Definitely 28. I think if this was a race that was happening during the 2018 era of those relegations, I definitely think that would have been a better race for sure. But obviously, we didn't get to see this until 2021. So obviously, from there, that I will say this is a lot harder track to race already than I think majority of the tracks, just because of how harsh it is to you. I had my first league race at this track. Time for some redemption. All right, let's see. Wu Shiesty looking to get for some redemption, I guess. I do not know the lore behind that Wu Shiesty, so I couldn't tell you. But wow. All right, so I will say, Killua looking very good. Leaky looking very good. Obviously, one of the better qualifiers. Normally one of the top 3 contenders as well. Iceman, nowhere to be seen after getting a teammate that's actually very, very good. So, very scary. And we're gonna also see I think both Ferraris are not starting in anywhere near the P5 at all, which is I think a first as well. So that is not a first, but very uncommon, because I think normally Young is normally in that P5 position. So very, very unfortunate. I finished last and got lapped, but I scored points because of the DNFs. Yeah, that's what I'm telling everybody in this now. DNFs is a very common thing that happens in Zandvoort. A very common thing. We saw it even in real life racing. But especially in this F1 League race, it's very more important. And we're going to start out. The Dutch Grand Prix is underway. The lights go out and away we go. Here we come. As we're seeing, Killua start off in the pole position. Then he keeps it the whole way after turn 1. Yes, he does. But Offline Kids attacks as much as he can and pushes ahead of Leaky. And Rupsi Cola also takes into the P3 already. This is huge as we see the whole entire grid kind of fall away and change a lot. Leaky fell 4 positions. I have no idea how bad that start was. Rad Your Dad has improved 6 positions. DLS has also fallen out of the race, which is insane. But wow. As we're seeing, position change like crazy. These Haas are battling right now. I'm going to change my camera to the pod view. Right now, we're seeing that. Oh my god, Paris in the wall. I just caught Paris lose his car, and he doesn't DNF at least, though. We're seeing Leaky finally get away from his teammate, though. Oh, that's so away from team and regain that P4 or P3 position from Rusicola. Rusicola going back to P4 again. But Leaky, who was previously on P2, lost that position. Rusicola returned back to where he originally got placed at. But now he has Iceman on his tail. Paris is going to fall a lot of damage to that front wing, probably. Gory Frog, who we saw also failed to improve, is now having to chase back and improve as well. But he also fell down from P5. What a start. Rad Your Dad is in the points and joins Kavito and passes that as well. Now we're seeing Offline. This guy is a demon. He's trying to keep up with the leader. He's attacking every corner like it's just qualifying as well. These mediums I wonder what tires we're all running, actually. Let me double check this. Everybody's running mediums except for, I want to say 6 drivers that are all on hards. That is interesting. And here we come. Beautiful racing, though, I will say, as we're seeing this. What a spectacle. Oh, man. It's so dramatic. Oh, I just realized Dr. B fell so far. What's going on with Dr. B? Did Dr. B crash? Wow. As well, we're seeing a lot of people fall down in the grid. Now, this top 5 for now is very tightly close together, tightly knit. In all these times, we're gonna see probably after this DRS zone is activated, some changes are gonna be happening, and it's gonna probably be that leadership position because Killua does not have the power to keep up with this DRS, and he'll take pole position away from Killua. And here he comes, Killua trying to fight back, but doesn't. He does not able to keep it on them because the line is not optimal, and there goes Offline Kid to take the lead of the race away from the Aston Martin. As we're seeing Leaky come out, not anywhere near, but also at the same time, I'm trying to give this guy a little bit of hype. We're seeing a 10-second penalty from I'm Dr. B because of a speeding the pit lane as well. An unfortunate start for both Dr. B and E.T. Paris. Paris also falling from P5 all the way down. Or no, was it P6? I think P6, all the way down to P17. So it's going to be a comeback race for both of those drivers, and only can go up from there. Young, who's at P6 right now, Gory Frog falls 2 positions. And this is what we're talking about. Mistakes are being made every single race. That this guy is going up and trying to compete with Offline Kid. He has not been able to keep up after a certain, I forgot what race it was, where he just fell away and it was not the same Gory Frog anymore. Wow. I will say this is the closest I've seen the leaders ever be to even Offline Kid. And we're gonna probably see another position change because of the DRS. Here he comes. The Killua swag attacks the corner, but he has the inside line. Can Offline Kid hang on to it? No, he cannot. Offline Kid goes a little bit off track, leaves him susceptible to the Haas as well, but Killua pulls away ahead in the pole. No, I think it's provisional pole position in the P1 position. I mean, that's the DRS is gonna do that to you as well. When we're talking about this, DRS is such an impactful thing, especially on that big straight. And it's only one. I think there's only one DRS zone. So this would be insane. You have to be incredible to try to get ahead and pull away from this guy. And obviously, look at this. Offline is not that person to fully let go of that lead, fully shy away. He's trying. It's a second. There's 2. I just found that out. There's 2. And here he comes on the first DRS zone before the start-finish line, attacking that curb again, pushing to the limit. Leaky also pushing as well. Rupsi Cola waiting for a mistake to happen. Both these guys are trying to regain the lead of the race, trying to regain their positions that they lost. Offline Kid back on the DRS. Does he have enough power to get past? Yes, he does. It's all dependent on the position now. We see Killua take the inside. I don't want to switch around. Offline Kid goes to the attack, the offensive, and pulls away with the lead of the race again. What a move! Wow, I mean, it was a fake. He went for the outside until back into the inside. What a move, dude. This guy's, I'm talking about a beast when he races. There's nothing better but the best when he comes out on these 4 wheels. I had to blow my nose out. My lights just flickered. That's not scary at all. Now as we're watching Offline Kid coming around, trying to build that lead, because now he'll be susceptible to that same exact move that he just pulled on Killua. So he needs to push and pull away a gap enough to get away from Killua's grasp from that DRS zone. And I believe he did enough. As we come around to the final baking, does Killua have the ability off the DRS and the battery to keep up? I do not know, but keep that in mind. Offline Kid does not have any DRS at all. As he pulls, he's climbing, he's setting that battery, he's setting that DRS a little bit off, and he cannot attack enough. That's what I'm talking about. Offline Kid setting that gap ahead just enough to keep away from Killua, out of his grasp. Rupsi Cola also getting pulled away as well from Leaky. So Leaky also setting a good way and good pace. We're all kind of starting to get more developed around. What does it look at Young? And Pedro, one of the drivers as well. It's pretty good And Young is one of the better drivers as well. But Young also in that position where he can get past in DRS. He's away from Gory Frog way more than a second. So we're going to see Pedro have the opportunity to pass him here unless Gory Frog falls away after. Let's see. Young is all in the pressure because Pedro is on that tail and very, very able to pass him here. And yes, Young does. He does pull enough to get DRS, I believe. Let's double check that. Yes, he does. And that's going to help him pull even closer and closer to Gory Frog. And that's what he needs to make sure he stays alive, away from Pedro's grasp, away from Pedro's mini hands. And Pedro trying to keep up, but I believe Young did enough. Yes, he did. He did get enough to get in that DRS zone, and that's going to pull away from Pedro. And we're seeing another move happen. Both the front runners are battling out on the first turn again. I'm sorry I didn't catch that. We saw a little bit of a position change, probably a little bit of a dive, but it was insane enough to go back to the offline kid's lead. Where is he? Young? No, we're not. I don't think we're going to see a Young pass. Can we go see the back rows? What do we got? We got Book of Eli on the McLaren on the back of that Ferrari, the Red Bull. And the Red Bull on the back of that Ferrari. Rad, your dad, who improved a lot already from qualifications and already moved up from that grid. He's going to probably try to attack this Ferrari, who's also susceptible to this DRS. But he's used a lot of his battery. And oh my god, Rad, your dad, as I was talking about it, goes off track and has to lose more places than he already gained. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. As we're going to see, hopefully not another move, but we'll see. As we start from the back, I don't blow my nose. We're going to watch it only. We're going to be in silence. Oh man, I'm sorry guys, I'm sick. We're seeing Iceman box very early. I do not know the tire strategy in this, actually. I was on top of this. I do know when they're going to box, because this track can be mean to the tires as well, very quickly. Lap 9 to 10 normally is the time I box, but I don't race enough to even tell you if that's the better optimal strategy. So, coming around, Iceman, box gets him all the way down to P15. Wow. That's how close together that grid is as well. There's not enough gaps between everybody for him to pull ahead of everybody else. And obviously, E.T. Paris, not close enough to pass, I guess. The guy who freshly boxed, just barely. Book of Eli finally get up to that point after Rad Your Dad loses out. So, especially after Iceman boxes here, now he's in provisional points. Wow, we're seeing that front group really be stacked together. And we're seeing also that back group right before the points also be really glued together. So, and what is it going to be here? Who's going to make a move here? We're going to see Killua gain a lot of time using that battery. Offline Kid's on the defensive. He's going to try enough here, but he's going to send it on the inside. Can he offline stay on the lockup between them? Here they come around the turn, and Offline Kid, I believe, has done enough. No, he doesn't. Oh, but who attacks his curb? Oh, Killua almost loses out, but so does Offline go off track. Killua back on top again. Beats out Offline Kid throughout the first 3 turns. Holy cow. They are fighting it out, duking it at every turn. As we're seeing the Ferrari also get glued to the black of this McLaren that did make a change between them. Both of them lock up as well. That DRS is being impactful. Pedro and offline Pedro and Kavito also in the same position as well. We're gonna see maybe we might see a position change from either one of these drivers here. All dependent on this DRS. All dependent unless Offline Kid makes a move here. What is going on? Oh my god, Offline is getting close and glued to that rear end. Yeah, it's these 3 drivers, and I'm probably to see a pass soon. So it'll be Offline Kid to have the opportunity first to make the first move out of everybody in the grid. And it looks like it's going to be Killua to make a move as well into the box. Offline Kid gets clean air to pull a gap away. Killua to box very quickly, very early, I believe. But is that the right move? Because Leaky also covers him off. Gory Frog to climb up, Pedro to climb up as well. And here we go, Pedro and Kivito battling it out. We didn't see JH also not change at all. Everybody fighting it out to see who goes boxing. And we've seen everybody else who was first up in the lead have now boxed. Unless Ruby Cool did not box. I'm gonna go check that before I even say that. Ruby Cola did box. Okay. So we do see a couple boxes. We first see the first DNF E.T. Paris, a guy who won previously 2 races ago to lose out now, and he crashed. I don't know if he crashed or where is he at? I want to see where he's at. I guess he's in the box. Yeah, he's in the box. I don't know. I guess he box thing, but I think it's gonna be a safety car today. I believe. I don't know. We have a yellow flag, so we're gonna see what's happening. Now, if it's a safety car, that'll be pivotal because here that lets the opportunity for every driver to box here. But I believe not. It's a green flag, so we're good to go. No safety car, very quickly. But that also lets everybody else who was currently boxed to catch up a lot here. We're seeing Pedro box out now, and he decides to go in. As we see Kilowatt to make a move on this McLaren. The better tires, the better strategy, the better driver. Tacking down the book Eli, and Eli goes down for the count. We're seeing Kilowatt climb up through the ranks right now. And I'm not going to let you. Offline Kid's in a prime position to box very soon. Depending on how well Kilowatt climbs through this grid. Dr. B also makes a box as well. So, we're seeing some rubbing racing. We're seeing Rupsi Cola tack Eli. Rubbing is racing for sure. And here he comes and loses out on that. Luquito also in attacking distance against JH. Very closely together. Very, very tightly knit. On these, I don't know who he has a box in. Nope. So we do see Luquito on those hards. And we're seeing JH on those mediums. So it might be the fact that the tire differential is huge. What an early time to use that battery. Loquito needs to use that battery later. Preserve that battery for this main straight. You need about 40% to even make an additional change after the DRS. So that's important to know. But actually, JH, less battery as well. He could have had the opportunity to pass you, but Luquito attacking right here. Here he comes to pass the Ferrari. And this will be just for position. And there he goes. An easy pass for Luquito to pass out the Ferrari. But I think the Ferrari box as well. Doesn't even matter. So Rupsi Cola pushing around on the back of Kilowatt. I'm seeing Rupsi Cola trying to go for a podium at his home Grand Prix. Now, everybody else is that normally top contenders have to deal with the Book of Eli because he's not boxed yet. Those hards are also feeling the wear right now as we see that oversteer moment. Here we go, Leaky attacking Eli, and here he comes off the DRS to pull ahead of Eli to push away. And there he comes, Rupsi Cola. He also getting closer and closer. Maybe he has an opportunity to actually pass, not actually screw up Kilowatt very hard if he does have the opportunity to pass him there. That battle could slow him down much more than he really should be. It's all dependent on how well Rupsi Cola can keep this race going. We're going to see Cavito, who also boxed very early, to have an opportunity to pass here. Pass Pedro, who also boxed as well. And this will be all important because who gets the better position after that? And there goes Cavito to get himself provisionally into the points. We're also seeing Eli and Loquito both not boxing. Gory Frog and Offline Kid's also not boxing. But let's mention Offline Kid is able to survive with these tires very well. Very good. Let's see. There was a yellow flag, but I think it's fine now. And we're expecting more DNFs by now, but it's actually great. So, all right. Actually, really good driving from Young. Sorry, guys. All right, here we go. A lot of people kind of like set gaps now. The only person that's in range is Rupsi Cola, and he just lost the gap. So hopefully this deer should help him get back up close. But maybe Iceman to catch up with the Luquito. It'll be all in the boxing now from now on. And we see Eli call to go on the mediums at lap 14. And I think Offline Kid is going to try his hardest to push these mediums into a window where the hards are going to be optimal, unless there's a spin out or maybe a retirement. We see a yellow flag, but it's nothing that we'd be really too worried about right now. We're going to see Iceman definitely make a move on Loquito very soon. Loquito going to feel that pressure of those fresher tires behind him. Now, you have two options when you come around this final turn. It's going to be either to box or defend and stay on. Who will it be? What will it be? Because Iceman is fresh on your tail on those fresher, softer, not softer, but a better set of tires. Iceman also to go for an exactly same move. Ever seen Offline Kid box? This is going to be massive here. How far does he fall? Ever seen all these stops happen? We're going to see Rupsicola also get really close and needy towards Killua Swag. And we're going to see the move also happen from Iceman. Loquito, I believe, stayed out. He did not fall away. And we're seeing Young attack also to get on the inside of the Aston Martin. And that's beautiful racing. A mistake to happen, but he couldn't fully capitalize on it. Rupsicola also really close and tightly together with Killua Swag. I do not know what happened to him. A yellow flag happens. A Ferrari. The Ferrari's in the wall. Oh no, Young lost it all and now has fallen all the way down into the P12. Can't get back on track, but all that movement that he had, all of those things he tried to do, he cannot keep it on track anymore. That front wing is probably destroyed. It actually looks pretty intact, actually. But wow. We're going to see Kevito get another move as well on Loquito. Loquito battling it out. Oh, a collision. Kevito gets spun out all the way as well. Oh, and he taps the wall as well. Unfortunate, Kevito. I caught this all on camera. Oh, no. Oh, he's gonna hit. Okay, Kevito's just giving up, I guess, or he got hit by the Ferrari. I can't tell. His front wing is not fully dead yet, but I mean, whatever, guys. Here we go. Now, Rupsicola is not at all pushed away from Killua's rear end. That rear wing, he's been glued behind him the whole way, following the exact same line, doing the exact same thing as one of the guys who was on pole position. Rupsicola, who qualified P4, is now on P3, already boxed. The only person ahead of him has not boxed yet. So this is in a prime position to get a podium right now. Knocking on wood for Rupsicola at his home Grand Prix. But also, every time he gets closer and closer to Killua, he realizes how close he can be to winning it all. And that's what's going to drive him as we see Gory Frog also box away. How far will he fall? How far will he go? As we see Rupsicola get even closer again. And I think it's going to be probably in the later end, we're going to see a safety car because these drivers have almost all boxed. So normally when the tires are degraded so much and they're not pushing too hard, or they're pushing harder, then they lose positions, then they lose more collisions. But we're seeing a lot of guys go into walls but not fully die out. Kevito. We also saw one of the Ferraris, Young, also do it as well. So it's going to be dependent on who does what, how bad later on in this race. When we see Rupsicola save up that battery to climb even more, to get behind Killua Swag. Now, looking at P1 right in front of him, staring at the rear wing of pole position against provisional win as well to lead the race. He has the battery, he has the talent, but so does Killua. What can you get out of this? He doesn't decide to push the whole way and gains only a little bit of time. Oh, and he loses probably a little bit there too. I don't know. It did not look like a good turn, and he'll lose. Yep. Killua has that better exit going around. It's all about this exits as well. We're going to see Book of Eli also attack Rad as Your Dad very soon as well. Probably after this DRS zone right here as it starts up. On that power, on that strength to attack Rad your dad, and yes, he does. To complete the pass, he will. Rad your dad goes down by the McLaren, and Eli takes P8, climbing 6th position, but so does Rad your dad, 7 positions. We're seeing a lot of things happen. We're seeing a Red Bull in the wall again. Yes, he is. Gavito struggling to keep it on track. This car is undrivable, you might say, and he spins out again in front of the Ferrari. No, that's gonna screw over way more drivers than it should have. Young is unable to move any further. I do not know what's going on. Is that a safety car? Virtual safety car has been set. That lets Killable Swag box out now to get on mediums. Opposite tire. So does Rupsi Cola. Offline Kid, who does have a good position, a good tire. He might be able to keep it on track and keep that position. Killer goes back on hards. Yes. I'm staying out. If they're going on hards and not mediums, that's perfect. It is 11 laps in this race. What am I saying, bro? 11 laps in this race? There's 60 laps in this race. Offline Kid maybe should have boxed, but he has the opportunity to extend these tires as far as he can. Actually, should have, unless the safety car ends right now. Oh, wait. It ended right now. And we see Rupsi, Cola, and Gory Frog both get served drive-through penalties. Oh, no. JH with a 10-second penalty. This grid's going to change very quickly. And that's what I'm talking about as well. I never mentioned this at all, by the way. But I'm talking about this a couple weeks ago. Penalties are a killer, especially in the virtual safety car. If you speed too much, if you push way too hard, especially coming out of that pit lane, where you feel like you can feel the grip under you, you can feel like you can target these corners much better, and you get a little bit overzealous, a little bit too much on that edge, too much on that side of are you pushing, are you not, and there it goes. Safety car allows you to push a little bit, but not enough, and there it lets both them know, Rupsi Cola, Gory Frog, you guys both messed up. Now, these 5 lap time. Oh my god, Kirito also gets served a 10-second penalty, and Kirito just quits the game after that. I would too. I would too. Oh my god. And Gory Frog boxes out. He has to serve his drive-thru within 3 laps. So we're going to see Rupsi Cola probably do the same as well. He's trying to push as much as he can to keep up, but there it goes. Rupsi Cola, the hopes and dreams, the opportunity of a lifetime to get into that top 3 all falls away from him. The failure at his hometown Grand Prix because he couldn't keep the speed within his control during the safety car, and that probably might put the bullet in his race unless he pushes enough of a gap away from Pedro. And now Ferrari is out and spun out. Young has not been able to keep this racetrack, and he's gonna drive he's gonna drive it back on the track, but he's in P16. Wow. Young, a driver who's normally really good, has now fallen. Kibito, a driver who's normally really good, has fallen as well. And the frustrations have to be for both Gory Frog, for Rupsi Cola, for Kibito, for Young. For how far have you fallen? As we're seeing Rupsi Cola set the fastest lap of the race right now. But the problem is that he has to serve his drive-thru penalty. I think the Ferrari's going to retire. Nope, he's on the main straight. He's facing the wrong way. Just go in the pit lane. Just go in the pit lane. Oh my god. He spun out again. Oh, he almost hit a wall barrier there. Oh my god. And Young does retire. Young quits the game and ends it out now. And a little bit of bumping between Acosto and Rad is your dad. The fresher tires. And he gets angry about it. Is that a safety car? I do not know if that's a safety car. Is that a safety car? Come on, someone pass the sign again for me. Because that might let Offline Kid get on a better tire now. And a better window. It might be a safety car because look at this. Leaky attacks the pit lane, but for some reason Offline Kid stays out. He chooses to stay out. What is this? Is that a safety car? Is that a Ferrari in the wall? Okay, no. I saw another red car. Rupsi Cola with the 10-second penalty again. Rupsi Cola has fallen away and retires He ends his race off of that. What a failure of a Grand Prix to go out and try your best to win the Grand Prix. You had the opportunity. It was right in front of you. Everything to go off of. And he ends up getting a drive-through through the VSC and then getting a 10-second penalty to end out his race. At the end of that, that must be painful. Now we're looking back at Ride or Dad. The points are right in front of him. And also, now the fact that he'll pass Rupsi Cola as well. And he'll also take the position away from the Ferrari to take P8 to go from not P1, or not P1, not P10 to P8 in one overtake is insane. Now, Offline Kid is also leading. Keep this in mind. But, yeah, GG's. Thanks, man. Gory for thanks to Corey for pushing me. I did not see Gory push you. Could have won now. Now the Aston wins. We're predicting the Aston to win. All right, Killua is the prediction to win today, unless it's referring to Iceman, but I doubt it on that one. Killua's in more prime position unless Iceman pulls out a hat trick. And that's very unfortunate to see it happen. DLS comes back in the game. And then he just logged back in? Nah, I don't know what happened. I just saw him improve a little bit. I don't know what's going on. Now, Leaky on the fresher tires, but it's all to do. 13 seconds of a gap. Killua pushing, minimizing that gap between him and Offline Kids, who had that Duke out earlier this race. Back and forth overtakes. So it's going to be important to how well this goes out from now on. Offline Kid has 8 laps, and only Killua has 4 laps on those tires. So it's going to be in how the tire goes out, because we both know these drivers are almost equally matched when it comes to race pace. So it's going to be important how well both these guys can mitigate these tires. So unfortunate. Right, Rupsi Cola. I actually was like, wow, yeah, right in front of you. Right in front of you was a win. Alright, I was like, I thought he was on mute. There you go. Leaky to the top with the fastest lap, but he's still got to do that 12 more times, I guess. I don't know. He's got to make sure he set these laps as very good as very possible to catch up to the lead of the race. To get back to the front row that he originally started at. Unless he's going to bank on the fact that Offline Kid does box out. But then if he does, it's going to be a possible fact for Gory Frog to get a podium position. Unless Pedro can survive on these tires for much longer than he really should be. And look at that gap. It's falling down further and further and further. Remember I was talking about how many DNFs? Not many crashes at all. It's just been retirements. So it's very, very different. But we do see a lot of crashes from Kavito, so I will say. So did Young. Also had a lot of spinouts. A very mean track. Gory Frog, now the only person. Oh, hold on. Dr. B making a move. I don't know what happened. A lockup as well. Now, I will say the only person with the freshest tires is going to be Loquito. And everybody else really is not on a fresher tire than that. 2 laps on these mediums. So he'll be able to take it to the end of the race. There's only 9 laps left, and that's in the 11 lap window. And there, Gory Frog does take the position away from Pedro. That's what I'm talking about, how now that P3 is on the cards for Gory Frog here. Especially with the fact that Pedro cannot keep these tires under control when they're very degraded. These are degraded. When they're very degraded. Now, Pedro also has an opportunity to get back at it. We're going to see Dr. B go for a move, and he gets it all the way around, and yes, he does. Very easy. There's a lot of dirt on that car. Actually, let's check, because I don't know why it's still up there. And we're going to see Pedro still stay glued behind Loquito, making some moves around. We're going to see some changes very soon. Pedro and Iceman battling it out as well very soon, very quickly. Pedro going to lose out a lot of that time due to the degradation of the tires. So, Iceman with fresher, better tires, he'll be able to catch up very quickly. Now that gap between that front runner and P2 is currently minimized by almost a full second from the last time we saw. And it's still going down by a lot. Offline Kid is going much slower than it normally would be because of these tires being so degraded. Pedro still glued to that Gory Frog rear wing. And we're seeing also Iceman even glued even more to that Williams car. So, we're going to have the opportunity for Iceman to even improve one more position. And it might be to put him in the P4 if he actually does that much well. Young is out of the race, so Iceman will stay on top as well. Whew, I yawned. That should be right here. Should be the move right here. Here it comes. Not right here, but after this turn because I'm stupid. The DRS, when we get to the DRS. Should be the move right here. Let's see. Does not use the battery. He actually opts not to go for the move here at all. Does not use the battery enough. Pushes down. I would have attacked. I would have done it. I would have probably killed him though. There he comes off the banky. The DRS zone. The battery is also available as well, and it'll pass him out. Pedro needs the box and doesn't opt not to battle it out either. Iceman flying down, can catch the Gory Frog as well because he does have the harder compound. We see yellow flag with the other Ferrari who spins out to fall out of the points. Luquito back in the points as well with the fresher tires as well in prime position. Let's see, can Pedro keep it ahead? Yes, he can, for sure, right? Yeah. Roger Dad does not get anywhere close. So it doesn't matter. So Iceman will have an opportunity to pass Gory Frog very soon as well. Here's Clyde. Oh, he's cut pretty far up the problem as well. Gory Frog has those 10-lap mediums that aren't going to survive, but Killua is now within striking range of the front run leader. We only have 8 laps to go as well. So both these drivers are going to be able to improve very soon. Let's do the safety car now to give the opportunity to offline Kids the box. I doubt that we're going to see any more changes from now on. The only one's going to change is going to be the fact that Killua and offline Kids should battle it out and everybody else that has the box. This is going to be intense. Gory Frog boxes now and goes on the fresher set of mediums. He does have only 8 laps to go from now on. So, he needs to push to the limit, the limit. And there we go. Dr. B also chooses the box. So, these 12-lap mediums, medium hards, to go on to probably mediums. Now, Killua didn't get close, pretty close to the offline Kid, but he didn't get close enough to continue that pace. And yeah, Dr. B does get the box for free to still stay ahead of Acosta while still being within points. So that's going to be massive because probably a lot of the lead's going to change depending on how much tires it is. Gory Frog with that fresher set of tires, but that gap between Leaky, Killua, the gap between Leaky and Killua and offline Kids are all within the second. And then Leaky, actually, no, Leaky's out within a second. Leaky's behind by 10 seconds. So actually only Killua and offline Kid. Everybody else is very far off the pace, so we definitely need a safety car to put this closer as well. I mean, there's a lot of board race now. There's not anybody in the range. I want to blow my nose again. A yellow flag, but I don't see anybody else spin. Oh, wait, hold on. It's Williams or an Alpine. I don't know who it was, but someone spun out, and that's unfortunate to see. It might have been DLS, and it was a Mercedes probably. Let's see. Is it the color? Yeah, it is. It's only one as well. Now, we're going to see offline Kids push his tires to the minute maximum, but look at this. Killua also now feeling that degradation and now cannot keep the same pace that he was producing a second ago compared to offline Kid, who is also building a gap between them now. And I'm talking about that when it comes to experience, when it comes to skill. Offline Kid has that ability to keep these tires very much in a better window, then it should very much last. We've seen it multiple happens in the mediums. We've seen it how long he can stay out in these drives, so it's going to be impactful how far you can go with this tires without having a mistake, and can either person that makes a mistake let the open for the happen for the other. If Offline Kid makes a mistake, can Killua make the gap between that to get the lead of the race back, or can Killua make a mistake and allow Offline Kids to run away with the win with only 6 laps to go, 6 laps left and remaining? I guess he probably he can make a move here soon, right? I don't know. He's not. He doesn't have the DRS. It's gonna be Wu Shiesty for sure. Coming off this banking, he has the battery. Coming around to attack Acosta to get the opportunity. Maybe. Oh no! Wu Shiesty spun it all the way. Can he keep it on track? Yes, he can. All he's got to do is reverse now and get it out of the way of everybody. Luckily, there's not a car left that should be coming unless the Aston Martin comes around in time. Yeah, they're all within a second of each other now, so it's going to be very important how well everybody does here. Yeah, I don't think Emma's gonna make a gap. Maybe Eli will. It's gonna be huge here. Or actually, maybe Killua might be able to keep up with Offline Kid now because of the fact that Killua is now improving his gap from 1.6 to 1.2, 1.3, but is now losing away again as Offline Kid pulls away at that first sector. Book of Eli to maybe make a move on Rad as your dad. He's gonna be massive here. All it'd be about points. But the difference is Book of Eli is in a McLaren, and Red Bull is struggling. I'm gonna miss again. What? Another 10-second penalty given to JH, and he retires. Oh my god, that was so quick. Is that a safety car? No, it shouldn't be, right? Surely. Oh my god, another retirement. We see 5 retirements happen, and 4 retirements happen, and only 1 being a crash. Oh, it is. Is it? We got him. I guess in the dirt. Killua was now like within range. Within striking distance. There's 3 laps left to go. 3 laps left to remain. And now Killua is now within the range of winning this race. And Book of Eli is also within striking range of Brad is your dad, who's probably feeling them out on those tires. So, can Eli continue on and push forward? Can Killua maybe return back to the race lead and not let Offline Kid run away with it? And yes, we do see Eli make a move early on to catch out Brad is your dad. Now the only move left to make is going to be from Killua, and the DRS is going to be possible. The battery is going to be important, and we see less battery from Offline Kids than we do see Killua with it. Killua flying down, and here he comes to maybe beat him out right here. Yes, he will. Oh, the defensive move, but it's not enough. Is it? It's not. It blows right by. These fresher tires are going to be the reason maybe why Killua wins this race. 4 laps is a big difference with no safety car either. So this is all importante. Because if there's a safety car now, maybe there's an opportunity to race, but there's only 2 laps left. It's got to be now, and it's got to be quick. Offline Kid needs to start pushing on these 19-lap tires. Is that possible? Are they too far gone? Can Offline Kids keep it up? And we're going to see it right here, right now, as we stay on board with Offline Kids, staring at the rear end of Killua Swagger. That DRS is going to be very helpful to come back up into the climb, into the start-finish line as well. It's going to be very important to what he does here from now on. He cannot slack. He cannot give up. He needs to push. He needs to push now. 4 milliseconds, or 4 milliseconds. 400 milliseconds away from P1. Is that scary? Is that enough to catch up into Kilo's arms? I do not know, but there's only two laps left now, starting now, to remain. So, after this lap, there's only be one opportunity to catch up to the leader of the race, but Off-Flight Kids is on 20 lap hards, so he's going to struggle with these tires, but so is Killua. Killua struggling with these tires very heavily, trying his hardest to keep it on track, trying his hardest to push. Leaky on soft tires, 38 seconds away from P2 and P1, so it's all focused on this lap, this race. He will come around and try to keep up with Off-Flight Kids. Killua tried his hardest to pull away, but he's not enough. Not good enough either. Acosta also trying to score some points for his team to take away Loquito away from Alpine. To be like, I scored you some points, but it's all going to be very much dependent on this last banking. So we're going to see very soon who comes out on top. 4.17, 4.6, 1.6, 5.9. And it's going to go up a little bit. We're going to see here. Here he comes. IRN. Off-Flight Kid to go maybe for a move here. And he cannot. Not enough battery to work with. Oh my god, what a dive! And oh my god, Killua rubbing his race. He gets the lead back. And oh, is that damage? I think it's damage. No, my god, Off-Flight Kid's steering is now screwed. He's going to lose all that time that he just had. And Killua now runs away with the lead of the race on the final lap. Oh my god, Acosta now also passes out Loquito Leaky, pushing as hard as possible to keep up, to maybe catch that Off-Flight Kid fall out completely. But Killua to now run away with the race and have a back-to-back win. Oh my god, what a story of mistakes to see. Does Off-Flight Kid go back to his old ways of making mistakes, bottling those races, not being able to win after being in the prime position of winning? No way. What Rupsi Cola did say was that the Aston Martin would win. But would he win like this? Did anybody expect the Off-Flight Kid would make a mistake like that? The dive bomb at the first turn to finally get hit and not be able to keep up the lead of the race. Because no, Killua Swag wins the Dutch Grand Prix as he crosses the finish line. Killua the first reserve to win 2 races back to back. Killua Swag on top of the world. Off-Flight Kid to fail another race to add it to the list. Leaky to also climb from P3, I forgot he was P6 at one point, to go back to P3, who was at once at P2, but a mistake probably happened. Iceman to climb up to P4, and here he comes. Gory Frog actually takes it away from him. Oh, and we're going to see some final moves be made. Oh, wait. Is that possible? There's no way this is going to happen right here. Iceman gives up. Gory Frog luckily walks away with P4 instead, actually. Now, we do see Gory Frog improve 1 position from his qualification. Iceman does improve 2 position. Pedro in the point scoring after qualifying P12 to go P6. Book of Eli, the second McLaren to qualify, also at 14th to go back to P7. Dr. B to climb up the return of his race. As Rad as your dad to climb up so far back to P15 to that point scored. And Acosta to also round out your final point scores today. Oh my god. What a race, guys. What a race. A mistake like that can ruin a race, and that's exactly what happened. Unfortunate scenes to happen in turn 1 to ruin the rest of the race for Off-Flight Kids. I sound very nasally, by the way, guys. I'm sorry. But the Aston Martin does win. Rupsi Cola's prophecy did come true at the worst way possible. Off-Flight Kid the opportunity, maybe a chance at another turn, another area, but does not wait for it. He loses it out right then and there, right at the first turn of that final lap, all due to that dive bomb and a contact with his rear left tire to unfortunately kill his pace, and unfortunately Gale his chances of winning away and away. Fastest lap was Leaky. The driver of the day was Bukavila. Very good place. The most overtakes was Laquito, and the cleanest driver was Pedro. But the race winner was Kilo Swag. What a race! We do see about communicating with other online services. All right, we do see about 5 DNFs. One person lapped twice. 3 people lapped 3 times. Lapped as well once as well. And even the point score was lapped as well. So if you just finished the race, you had a chance of maybe winning, not winning, achieving points as well today. So unfortunate. Such a very weird race at all today. But that was Zandvoort for you. Very interesting. A lot of spins, a lot of collisions, a lot of stuff to happen. And we see all flight kids crash out. I qualified and then also get slammed in the back because of a really crazy dive bomb to go for. I mean, what's insane? My nose is now really clogged. Thank you guys today for showing up and watching our race. I'm very sorry that I'm very sick today as well. But wow, what a race. What a time to be in. That's insane. So unfortunate. So insane. That will not change any of the standings, I'm pretty sure, because it doesn't matter, because the only person that was anywhere near keeping up with him was Gory Frog, and Gory Frog did not even improve any further. But we do see Iceman also can secure the lead away from Young after that DNF. Hope you get take your water and take your vitamin C. I have like 4 water bottles right next to me right here. 1, 2, 3, and a 4th. Not all finished yet. They're all from like different times of my fucking of my time. I'm very sick, guys. I'm very sorry. All right, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for showing up. I'm very surprised what happened today. But wow, what a race. What a day. Have a good night, guys. All right, yes, have a good morning. Have a good night. Have a good day. Take care, guys. Goodbye. Actually, I'll put in this game. Goodbye.